Yes, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'll be giving out my best bets for UFC 300. I was about to say UFC Vegas. I've been programmed to start out my videos like that, but UFC 300, boys, we are finally here. This week's been the longest week of my life, it's felt like. I mean, the stress, just everything that's going on in my life with, assignments, with my college stuff, so we're finally at UFC 300. This has been the longest week of my life. Absolute banger pay-per-view card. Once in a decade card. Once in a decade card. And I hope you boys are, ready for it, man. Got some very interesting bets for you guys. And some hot takes that you guys, well, a lot of you guys won't like. Some of you guys may like. But I think I'm in the minority of some of the bets that I've placed. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, we're up 107 units overall. 69 units on bet MMA tips. I give out other bets, as you can see at the top of that web page right there. They are on Bet365. I'll just show you them real quick before we get into moneyline bets and stuff first. So we're up 34 units this year already on these bets. These bets, have been recently they haven't been great. They've been okay. They haven't been great, and we're losing the tiniest bit. But the first, run we went on, we were just cashing. But yeah, we'll get into those bets after. Let's start off with our moneyline bets for UFC 300, ladies and gentlemen. You guys won't like it, but also if you guys have missed out my max bet for UFC 300 video, make sure you go check that out, man. I put in a lot of time for you guys. Instead of the typical tweet on Twitter, next bet, hashtag UFC 300, this. I didn't want to do it's something extremely boring. I wanted to do have a bit of fun with my max bet. We are 9-0 on max bets, so yeah, it's one of the most profitable, free betting tips out there for sure in MMA. 9-0, our last max bet was Curtis Blades. I was in the minority there picking Curtis Blades, especially max betting him. No one believed that was a good max bet, and yeah, look how that turned out. So yeah, 9-0 on max bets. We're going to make it 10-0 this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, Jamal Hill is the better striker. He's the better striker in my opinion. If you don't believe that, it's fine. I don't really care, but if you don't think he's the better striker, look at it from a stylistic standpoint, ladies and gentlemen. We know that Alex Pereira has such terrible striking defense. The striking defense with 1-2s down the pipe is absolutely garbage, and the rear uppercut as well that Jamal Hill throws is terrible. And the way I see this fight going, man, Jamal Hill has the better striking. Well, if you don't think that, like I said, his best weapons on the feet are Alex Pereira's weaknesses with the straight punch, the left and right, the straight shots, and also Jamal Hill likes to switch southpaw, or I'm pretty sure he is a southpaw, but he likes to switch from both stances, and I fully believe that that's going to negate this leg kick that people go on about in this matchup. If you watch the Bruno Silva fight that Alex Pereira had, he wasn't really attacking the leg because Bruno Silva was going southpaw in that fight, and I fully believe that Jamal Hill will be going southpaw in this fight. And that's obviously going to take away that, chopping leg kick, that calf kick. So I really like Jamal Hill in this matchup, man. You're taking away Alex Pereira's, main game on the feet in that calf kick. So, yeah, I really like Jamal Hill with the straight shots that he's really good with. Alex Pereira's main weaknesses is the straight shots. That rear uppercut that Jamal Hill throws is absolutely nasty, and I see him catching Alex Pereira on the chin in this matchup. As you can see here, I also played Jamal Hill by KO, plus 200 as well for 1 unit. I mean, I'm absolutely loading up on Jamal Hill. It's my biggest bet ever in any sport, so it's a massive bet, man. I'm really confident that Jamal Hill wins this fight. Yeah, so on their next bet, Max Holloway taking on Justin Gaethje. So, I played Max Holloway as the value play earlier in the week. I was like, I don't think he'll win this matchup, but at plus 170, I think that's a bit wide. And as the weeks went on, I think some of you guys that watch my channel regularly will know that I like Max Holloway in this matchup, man. I think the body shots that Justin Gaethje struggles with, again, I'm going from a stylistic standpoint in this matchup. Justin Gaethje does not like getting hit to the body. Fiziev ripped to the body. Dustin Poirier ripped to the body in the first fight. Eddie Alvarez ripped to the body. And you're going to say, oh, that Eddie Alvarez fight was 6.5 years ago. But it's still a weakness in his game as shown in his last few fights. You know, Dustin Poirier was like 4 years ago, yeah, but then the Fiziev, like, he's still not reacting well to these body shots, and I think the combinations are on the Max Holloway side. I think the cleaner striking is on the Max Holloway side. I think the cardio is on the Max Holloway side. I think the durability is on the Max Holloway side. I could keep going on and on and on and on to tell you why this is a good well, I wouldn't say good stylistic matchup, because, you know, Justin Gaethje hits like a, I was about to say he hits like a truck. His power is overrated as well. His power is overrated as well. Like, people are acting like Justin Gaethje hits like a freight train. That's just not true whatsoever. Justin Gaethje hits hard. I get that. But look who's knocked out, man. He knocked out James Vick. I mean, a gust of wind could knock out James Vick. A gust of wind could knock out James Vick. The ghost of Cowboy Cerrone. Wow, amazing win, bro. Well done. You got a KO against him. Okay, yes, Dustin Poirier head kick, but I mean, it's a head kick. It's not with his hands, and that's not going to happen at a high clip, man. Head kicking someone. I fully believe Max Holloway has the style, the cardio edge as the fight goes on. You know, Justin Gaethje does slow down as the fight goes on. You can break him. I'm not saying he's a quitter. I'm just saying you can break him with the durability, and I love the durability edge, the combinations to go to the body with Max Holloway, which will only slow down Justin Gaethje in this matchup, and the kicks as well. The kicks, the diversity in the kicks goes high, spins to the body, and the head kicks as well. You know, Justin Gaethje, when this guy's trying to, you know, block head kicks, you know, he's dipping down, you know, really bad, you know, head kicking defense. Not how you're meant to be taught, and I fully believe that Max Holloway has the style on the feet to put it on Justin Gaethje in this matchup, man. I really do. It's a hot take, but I really do believe that Max Holloway is the side in this matchup, especially at dog odds, man. I really like him in this fight. Damn, didn't take a breath during that rant I just went on. Our next bet is going to be Alexander Rakic. People are going to not like this because they're going to say, he's coming off that, you know, leg injury. Dude, he's been out for like 2 years. He's not going to be coming in here injured. And I fully believe that Alexander Rakic has the way better striking. I don't think anyone would, you know, deny that. But, you know, the thing with Jiri, he's such a hard guy to train for, such a hard guy to prepare for. He's like the, you know, the Tony Ferguson of the light heavyweight division, obviously. Tony Ferguson in his prime, I'm saying here, you know, so unorthodox. It just works for him. The style works for him, and you know, I think that Alexander Rakic, let me just fix my hair. Oh my gosh! I think that Alexander Rakic has the capabilities of making this fight look pretty easy, man. I think that the leg kicks of Rakic is going to be a massive factor in this matchup. I think that his leg kicks are some of the best in the UFC, not only in the light heavyweight division. I would put it on par. You know, I wouldn't say on par, but I'd put it to a similar level of, you know, a guy like Alex Pereira. And I think he can use the wrestling to shoot like a double leg to negate that forward pressure off Prochazka. Prochazka's going to come in here, you know, swing big, you know, look for angles that he always does. But I think that the forward pressure could be to his demise in this fight. You know, Alexander Rakic, good at fighting on the back foot, good at fighting on the front foot, and I just like him in this matchup with the crisper strikes, with the, you know, rangier attacks on the feet. So yeah, I like Alexander Rakic to, you know, find the leg kicks here, implement the wrestling to negate that forward pressure off Prochazka, you know, dip under those big strikes that Prochazka goes for. And yeah, I have to go with a more technical fighter, a minus 117 here, man. I really do believe that I'm getting the way better fighter here. I would personally line this like minus 180 for Rakic in my opinion, but yeah, you're gonna say, oh, maybe Prochazka has, you know, improved his leg kicking defense. He's not. Since that fight 5 months ago, he's not going to have an insanely different stance, or the way he's going to be able to block leg kicks. It's not going to happen in 5 months, man. That takes years, you know, to get better at defending leg kicks, and I just don't see him being able to defend the leg kicks off. Oh my gosh, my hair, man. Wow. It's all over the place today. Sorry about that. But yeah, he's not going to be able to defend the leg kicks against a guy, in my opinion, with Rakic. So yeah. Our next bet is going to be Aljamain Sterling taking on Calvin Kattar. I like this, man, for Aljamain Sterling, man. People are saying, like, he's going to get destroyed on the feet. I don't believe that at all. I think that... Let me go on another run here, man. I'm going to go on another run. Aljamain Sterling is going to win this fight on the feet, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Aljamain Sterling has the longer range attacks. He's going to have the volume on the feet. He won't have the power. That is a kind of a worrying sign in this matchup, which I do get from people that are betting Calvin Kattar. But he's going to have the better striking. He's going to have the minute-winning ability on the feet. If you guys watch that Pedro Munoz fight, yes, I know Pedro Munoz is 5'4", a short reach, but, go watch Aljo versus Munoz. That was completely on the feet for the entire 15 minutes, and he put on a really good performance. Just outstriking, styling on Pedro Munoz, and that was Pedro Munoz in his prime, coming off that big KO win against Cody Garbrandt. That wasn't, Pedro Munoz is losing the guys like Kyler Phillips. Yeah, Aljamain Sterling is going to have the longer range attacks with the better kicks, the deep kick up the middle, the leg kicking ability from the outside. The forward pressure, when he gets on the forward pressure, he has to, enter in well, because we know that the boxing of Calvin Kattar is nasty. But I do think that, when he closes the distance here, gets up against the fence, he's going to be able to look for a takedown, or he doesn't even need a takedown in this matchup. I like betting on fighters that can just win a round by getting the back. Grant Dawson in a 3-round fight is always a good fighter to bet on. I'm not saying Grant Dawson is good at all, but, he's a really good fighter to bet on, because as soon as he gets your back, the round's already over. And I think the same is with Aljamain Sterling. I like him in the 3 rounds. I think he can push a harder pace in the 3 rounds than he has in previous fights. Up at 145, gonna be not depleting himself to make that weight. So I do like Aljamain Sterling in this matchup, man. I really do. I think that he has the better striking overall. If you don't think he has the better technical striking, maybe, but I'm saying, from a minute-winning standpoint, I really do believe Aljamain Sterling has the minute-winning ability from the outside, the more active striker on the feet, and he's a very hard guy to hit as well. If you look at Calvin Kattar's fights against Zabit Magomed Sharipov, he couldn't really hit him at all, because these guys are hard to hit. Who else? Zabit, he fought Max Holloway, guys that are kind of hard to hit. Yes, Max Holloway is hittable, but I'm saying, he's on the outside, moving around very well. And another guy, who else did he lose to? There was one more guy I'm trying to think of, and I forgot. There was one more guy, but you know what I mean? Calvin Kattar struggles with guys that move around a lot, and I think that Aljamain Sterling is a guy that will move around a lot. It's a hard guy to pinpoint, especially to the head, because he's always moving his head around. And I think that Aljamain Sterling is going to be able to close that distance, get the back, and potentially submit Calvin Kattar in the 2nd round. People that are saying Aljamain Sterling is going to get destroyed on the feet here have no idea what they're talking about, and you should stop watching their YouTube channel, or stop tilling their bets or whatever, because they have no idea what they're talking about. So yeah, our next bet is going to be, maybe I should just edit these out, me fixing my hair. I don't know though, maybe. Our next bet is going to be Cody Garbrandt taking on Deiveson at Figueiredo. I like Cody in this fight, man. I am going to be picking Deiveson Figueiredo, but if you guys don't know my betting strategy, the guys that are new to this channel, I bet on value. Value is how I win money. We don't... It's hard to explain for people that don't really understand where I'm coming from, but basically, if I think that Cody Garbrandt is a plus 130 underdog, in my opinion, that's how I line the fight. I'm going to be betting Cody Garbrandt in this matchup at plus 240. I'm getting a better number. I'm getting an edge in the books, in my opinion. And I think he has the better minute-winning ability. I think he's the better fighter overall. I think he's the better striker. I think he has the movement to cause Figueiredo problems. I think he has the size to cause Figueiredo problems. I think he has the speed to cause Figueiredo problems. I think he has the power to cause Figueiredo problems. I think he has the takedowns to cause Figueiredo problems. And I could keep going on and on and on. I think he has good cardio as well, but the durability edge is definitely a concern. But the thing is with Cody Garbrandt, it's not really yes, it is his durability, 100%. He doesn't have the best chin, but it's more of his decision making. When he says, when he is met with adversity in fights, or he gets really emotionally invested in fights, he starts to load up that fucking right hand and just starts going after you, which is kind of how he gets KO'd every time. It's not really him just being really bad defensively or anything, because when he's on, man, we know that this guy has really nasty head movement. We know that this guy has very good movement on the outside, really good at switching stances, very good time takedowns, and I think that could be a big factor in this matchup just to secure rounds, in my opinion. I think that, with 30 seconds left after, a very nip and tuck, round, I think that Cody Garbrandt could time a takedown like, he did in his prime against, Dominic Cruz. Rest in peace, Dominic Reyes. Yeah, Dominic Cruz. That was years ago, but, we still see glimpses of those really, really well-timed takedowns, against Trevin Jones. Yes, Trevin Jones is a pretty bad fighter, but, we still see glimpses of those, good takedowns, entries and stuff, so I do like Cody Garbrandt. I have to go, plus 240 here. I can't just pass this on, man. I had to go plus 240. And a bet I added today, Sodiq Yusuff taking on Diego Lopes. Damn, we're 15 minutes in. I'm going to get through these quick. The next bet's funny. Under 2.5, 2 units, minus 145. I think that Diego Lopes, UFC 300, is going to come out here and try and take this guy's head off. And I think that's going to create a lot of opportunities for both guys. I think that Sodiq Yusuff on the inside has the faster hooks, has the tighter hooks, has the better striking, has the power to put a guy's lights out, has the speed to put a guy's lights out in Diego Lopes, or at least finish him via TKO. I think that Diego Lopes presents many opportunities on the feet, in my opinion. Very open on the feet, very wild on the feet. And on the other hand, Diego Lopes, again, like I said, he's wild on the feet. He could clip, Sodiq Yusuff. He has struggled with, durability in the past. I don't really know I have no idea who's going to win this fight, man. I have absolutely no idea who's going to win this fight. That's why I'm not, touching a money line in this fight, man. I've been going back and forth. 1 minute was Diego Lopes, next minute is Sodiq Yusuff, next minute is Diego Lopes. I'm picking Diego Lopes because I think that he has the more finishing upside in this fight, but I do like Sodiq Yusuff as well. It's such a hard fight to pick, man, to be honest. But I do like the under 2.5. I think that both guys have good finishing upside in this matchup. Minus 145 and a guy that will be coming forward here. A guy that will be swinging big, trying to take Sodiq Yusuff's head off. And Sodiq Yusuff has sneaky power, fast in the inside, good hooks in the inside. So I do like the under 2.5, man. Played it for 2 units, minus 145. Our next bet is Brundage by KO. It's a plus 4,000. Chill, man. I know I'm gonna get roasted for this, but it's a plus 4,000. If Bo Nickal comes out here and he's like, I'm going to put on a show for you guys at UFC 300, I'm not going to wrestle, I'm not going to try and wrestle here, I'm not going to try and submit this guy, I'm going to try and knock this guy out. Bo Nickal's wide open on the feet, man. If you go and watch that Val Woodburn fight, this guy's lunging. This guy is lunging into strikes, and I think a guy, with the power off Brundage could potentially, KO. I'm not saying he will. Bo Nickal will win this fight. He will win this fight, but at plus, 4,000, why not just take the stab? Who knows what could happen? I'd be mad at myself for not betting it. And I'd be mad at myself for betting it and not tracking it. So, if it won. So, it won't win, but at plus 4,000, man, a guy that Bo Nickal is very open on the feet, very raw on the feet, so, a guy that lunges into strikes, and maybe he potentially comes out here and says, I'm not wrestling in front of you fans, man, I'm gonna try and put on a show. I've been disrespected all week by saying people don't want me in the main card. This is kind of like a narrative bet, so, yeah, you can ignore what I'm saying if you really want. I do. It doesn't really matter. This bet, it is what it is. Our next bet is going to be Hill. Yeah, we already explained that. Oliveira by KO plus 800. I had to take this shot, man. I think that Charles Oliveira can get a club and sub, yes, hurt him and then get a submission, a guillotine when Arman Tsarukyan panic shoots. I think that could be a possibility, but I think a plus 800, man. I had to take the stab there. I picked Arman in the start of the week, and then I was like, let me watch. I've always said this guy Arman has a really bad striking defense, terrible boxing, very bad fight IQ, and I was like, let me watch this Gamrot fight again. Let me watch this Joaquim Silva fight again. Let me watch other fights again. This guy's fucking wide open on the feet. This guy is wide open. This guy, for some reason, against Gamrot, winning on the feet, outstriking with kicks, with that left body kick, destroying him on the feet with that left body kick, easily winning the striking exchanges, and then starts to wrestle Gamrot, starts to panic wrestle Gamrot when you're clearly winning on the feet, giving Gamrot a chance to win stuff in the scrambles and, gas yourself out. Very interesting game plan by Arman Tsarukyan, and then gets Joaquim Silva. Decides to go into boxing range after grappling him in the first round, and then winning the kicking ability on the outside again. This guy makes really bad decisions in the cage, and I think that I could potentially see this guy coming in here, man, and being like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna KO this guy. People have been disrespecting me, people have been booing me, and I think the movement can potentially get to Arman Tsarukyan in this matchup, man. Oliveira, we're gonna say, what happens if Arman Tsarukyan gets on top? I think that Charles Oliveira can get back up. I do, Arman Tsarukyan has good top pressure, good takedowns, but I think that he presents a lot of openings for a guy with the submission ability and with the get-up game of Charles Oliveira to kick on the hips and push off. Arman Tsarukyan is a guy that will posture up, look for elbows on top, look for ground and pound on top, and that obviously, as we know, creates space for guys to get back up. And, even Islam Makhachev, one of the best grapplers we've ever seen in the sport, this guy couldn't even get past Oliveira's guard, and I don't think that, Arman Tsarukyan has the type of grappling base of Islam Makhachev at all, and I think that it's going to be difficult for him to transition into dominant positions. I think that when he gets a takedown, I think he'll sit in half guard, and if he starts to, posture up like he did against, Joel Alvarez, I think it's going to be, cause many openings for Charles Oliveira to, maybe get his legs involved for some triangles, arm bars, but I think that ultimately he'll just push on the hips, get back up, and start to strike with him again. And from what I've seen of Arman Tsarukyan, I hate what I see from him on the feet, man. I think he's really open on the feet, and Zhang, our next bet. I think that if Zhang wrestles here, as the week has went on, I've become less and less confident in Zhang, man. I've been watching more tape on Yan. I think she's a good underdog. I do. I plus whatever she is, plus 400. I think that the movement of Zhang can cause problems, or of Yan can cause problems in this matchup. I think that the speed of Yan can cause problems in this matchup. I think the straight shots, the technical ability on the feet can cause problems for Weili in this matchup. I think that the it's going to be hard for Weili to track her down, to land the big shots that usually does against other girls. I think it could be a big problem, the footwork of Yan for Zhang in this matchup. Weili, I do think it could be a big problem, but if she gets the takedowns, man, like everyone's expecting in this matchup, I think that she can find a submission, man. I think that if she gets her wrestling going and, is kind of dominant there throughout the fight, I think at plus 600, it's going to look pretty good, man. I think that, Yan doesn't have the best takedown defense, but it's going to be hard for Zhang to track down Yan in this matchup and implement her wrestling. I think that she will get takedowns, but I don't know if she can be consistent with them over the 25-minute distance. So that's just my opinion on that fight. 0.5 units for plus 600. I feel less confident about it now, to be honest, man. And our last bets here, all of these lines are gone, man. Look at these lines. If you guys want to stay tuned for these bets on if you guys want to place these bets, you're on Bet365. They come out around I think it's around 12 p.m. Whatever UK time. I think it's GMT or whatever it is. So yeah, it's 12 p.m. my time. I think it's 8 a.m. Eastern time now, so they're 4 hours behind now, I think. So yeah, they come out around that time, and you're not going to find Bet365 in all the states. So yeah, I just like these bets, man. Let me just get into these bets. Under 33.5 significant strikes, I just don't see that happening, man. Weili under 26.5. All of these lines are gone, man. This line's gone, this line's gone, this line's gone, this line's gone. These 3 bets, man, what are they doing? What are they doing? I've made so much line movement here, but this is the only bet that is still available for you guys. Under 26.5 significant strikes, I'm pretty sure it's at. And I still don't mind it, man. I think that Yan on the outside, skirting around, isn't really going to, engage with the big power of Zhang early. I think that she's going to, sitting around the outside, skirt around the outside, and, kind of just try and pick her shots. I think it's going to be a very low volume fight on the feet, and I think that I do like the under 27.5 significant strikes, even though Weili has went over that many times in round 1. So, yeah, I just like it. So, yeah, guys, there you have it. There was my best bets for UFC 300. If you liked the video, hit the subscribe button, comment your best bets down in the comments below, and like the video on your way out. And yeah, boys, I will see you for my final final picks, final last minute detailed predictions for UFC 300, which will be released within the next couple hours after this video. So stay tuned for that, boys, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Peace.